Hello there, good morning students. I am Mr. Vincent Torimocha Cortez, your instructor for today. So today we are going to have our new lesson in health, which is STD or sexual transmitted disease or infection. So, some of you might familiar from these terms. You might hear this from the outside or from your friends. STD is a very common problem in the society, especially to the young people who practice premarital sex or unprotected sex. It is very important for us to know the background of each STD so we would be able to identify our safety and we would be able to identify the effects of these diseases. So what are the different types of STDs? So these are the chlamydia, syphilis, herpes, and HIV/AIDS. Since we are done discussing the chlamydia, we are going to start with the herpes. So, what is herpes? Herpes has two types. Herpes simplex type 1 causes cold sores or fever, blisters usually in or around the mouth. And type 2, known as genital herpes, causes sores outside or inside the vagina or cervix or in males around the penis, urethral opening of the scrotum. Both are caused by viruses. So, in order to identify the stage is to know the level of symptoms. So if you are going to observe the pictures, those are examples of symptoms. The main cause of this problem is unprotected sex practices. Many people nowadays are practicing premarital sex without safety measure. So this is one of the reasons why people really acquire this kind of diseases. What are the modes of transmission of this problem? It includes skin to skin during unprotected sexual intercourse and also kissing, even if no sores are present. Okay, so let us now go on with syphilis. Syphilis is a bacterial infection usually spread by sexual contact. The disease starts as a painless sore, typically on your genitals, rectum, or mouth. Syphilis spreads from person to person via skin or mucous membrane contact with these sores caused by Treponema pallidum. Victims go through stages when infected. First stage usually entails painless cold sores called chancre. The stage develops 6 weeks to 6 months after on the onset of the primary stage. By this time, the bacteria have spread throughout the body. Symptoms can appear to disappear over several years. The third or tertiary stage can occur 10 to 20 years after the initial infection. It is usually evidenced by the damage to the heart or brain as well as other body organs and is usually fatal. Okay, so these are the examples of syphilis. Okay, so what are the modes of the transmission of this problem? It includes direct contact with sore or rash during unprotected sexual intercourse and mother to child during the birthing process. Okay, so the last will be HIV and AIDS. So HIV stands for Human Immunodeficiency Virus, while AIDS stands for Acquired Immunodeficiency Syndrome. So HIV/AIDS has no realistic cure in the immediate future. Prevention is the first and probably the only line of defense in stopping the disease. HIV is a virus that breaks down body's immune system, thereby potentially exposing the infected person to a variety of life-threatening disease. In 2010, the CDC reported that MSM represented approximately 4% of the male population in the United States, but male-to-male sex accounted for 78% of new HIV infections among men and 63% of all new infections. HIV infection is caused by the human immunodeficiency virus. You can get HIV from contact with infected blood, semen, or vaginal fluids. Most people get the virus by having unprotected sex with someone who has HIV. Another common way of getting it is by sharing drug needles with someone who is infected with HIV. So what are the modes of transmission on this? So it includes unprotected sexual intercourse, sharing contaminated needles, and mother to child during the birthing process. Okay, so that's all for today. I hope you learned something for our lesson. Thank you and God bless.